Hey, my name is Reed. I got a little story to share considering that 3,000 people really liked that one story that I told about my weird classmate in high school. I figured I'd share a story of my own that's actually something that I did instead of someone's weird experiment. So to give a little context before we jump into the meat of the story here, this happened when I was around 10 years old, and I went to a religious middle school. And that comes into play because a lot of impressionable things happened to— I made that sound really bad. So one day when I came home from school, I went through the usual motions of what any kid would do, which would just be drop their bag onto the floor, ignore every single responsibility that they have, and then focus on things that were more important, such as being a goddamn gamer. And as any gamer would be doing, I had to take a fat piss. But unlike any other gamer would be doing, I had to take a shower as well to, wipe off all the gunk of the day's work. But when I stepped into the bathroom on this particular day, something came over me. As any sane child would, I started hearing voices in my head. And what they told me to do was to mix my bath water with an egregious amount of shampoo. I know it sounds like some really old-age Belle Delphine garbage, but that's what was going on in my brain, and I couldn't process it in any other way other than that God himself from the heavens was beaming this message into my brain to tell me this is how I get into heaven. That is exactly how I processed that entire bit as a wee child. And that's just what I did. The moment I stepped into that shower, I took the wash basin that was in there and filled it up to the brim with water. And then I just started pumping as much shampoo as I could in there, like I was trying to pour maple syrup onto my pancakes in the morning. I'm trying to remember how much shampoo I actually put in there. I think it was a quarter's worth of the bottle itself. It was a pretty big bottle. It was one of those Costco bottle sizes. So it was a lot of shampoo in there, right? So I started mixing it in like my own Chemical X, like Professor Plutonium in the lab over here. And then, what? I kid you fucking not. The next another message, another revelation came from the upper echelons of the world. And what it said to me was to cup my— What it said to me was to cup my hands together, dunk that bitch straight into the basin, and take a big gulp. And you're goddamn right, that is exactly what I did. I went full ham. I went to get as much water as I could to fill my hands, and I just went and it was at that moment that I knew I deserved my title as the prophet of Pantene, the savior of shampoo. And I'm telling you right now, I felt absolutely fine the entire day. And then the next morning, I got absolutely ass-greased with the worst cold that I've ever had in that era of my life. I was out for at least 3 days, I think, after having that one single cup's worth of shampoo water. But I guess, kid me was pretty much ecstatic about that, considering that I get to miss out on 3 days of classes. So I guess I'll take that as an extra blessing. But, if whatever higher powers are listening to this right now, okay, I just want you to know that if I'm not getting the instant ticket straight into whatever good part of the afterlife there is, I'm gonna be pretty fucking irate. And if you, listener, are thinking right now that you're gonna try this and try to ascend to a higher plane of existence, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't do it. Because that's my fucking way in, okay? I was the one who was able to process that exact message in that exact time. No other human on board this earth, on this fucking rock, was able to do that except me. So unless you have the express permission from whatever higher planes of existence there are right now, then you can just go straight fuck yourself, okay? But even if you did get that message from the higher powers, just know who was the one to actually give you that opportunity to begin with, okay? Anyway, if you got this far, thank you. Drop a like, consider subscribing, it would mean the world to me. And I also stream on twitch.tv/sorta. Full disclosure, I'm a VTuber, but I tell all these dumb stories all the same. But anyway, thank you for listening, have a good one, and I love you.